I'm live. Okay. Salut. I just finished my last patent law class and I had to do a presentation. I'm not gonna lie, I took a couple sips before, but I had like this maybe up to here. And the class is 3 hours. So I just took like a sip or two in 3 hours. And like right before my little presentation, I was like, turn camera off. Okay. So it went really well. I had to present a case. I mean, I've gotten better at it. Okay. Last live, I talked about finding a tutor. Let me put my glasses on. I am nothing without my visionary aids. And she's been integral to my glow up. And yeah, I don't know. I'm drinking some. Okay, one thing I don't like. Okay, I like French, but I never know how anything is pronounced, right? Oh, and then my whatever. This says Les Portes de Bon. Okay, so I think everything is like in French, like you just don't pronounce the end of the word. So I would say les portes, like the doors of. I know it means the doors of Bordeaux. Bordeaux. That's like a sweet spot to get that. Maybe I'll turn this off for a second. Oh, no. Okay. Les Portes de Bordeaux. Bordeaux. I have made a vow, not a vow, but like commitment to only drinking French wines. Look, I broke the cork. And why is that? Because in my head, French wine is like sexier, and it's like when you think of, I don't know, sushi, think of Japan. When you think of other things, you think of other places. I don't know why I couldn't come up with another example. When you think of wine, you think of France. Like, drinking a Pinot Noir, it's French. Sauvignon Blanc, French. What's another one? Chardonnay, French. So I've told myself that French wine is better for you. Apparently, they don't have as many additives as all the, because like when you're in the United States, like, and in China, well, yeah, wine culture is a little bit. California is okay, even though I think California wines, like, we put a lot of stuff in it. So you got to be really careful. Like, you guys know the brands I'm talking about. I'm talking about like Sutter Home, Barefoot. What's another cheap wine brand? If y'all got some cheap wine brands from California that you know off the top of your head, put it down there. There's that one that starts with an F. I have to look that up. That cheap wine brand. It's like in the box. And your auntie used to bring it to Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. What is that boxed wine? Oh, hold up. Boxed wine. You know that one brand. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And why does my internet? I feel like whenever I come on live, my internet wants to just be rude. Because y'all know it knows I'm looking up stuff and I'm trying to show people things. And like, look, oh, look at that. It's just not loading. Nothing. That's what. Oh, okay. So that's my LTE. Maybe I gotta put my Wi-Fi on. It's always something. Come on. Okay, boxed wine. It's like Fraser or something like that. Or maybe it's Frazier. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna show you it, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, that one." Who's in here today? We got two people. Show yourselves. Let's try the iPad because I have my iPad right here. Maybe this one's better to show you the picture anyway. Boxed wine. Franzia. Hold on, the picture is still loading. Let's see images. Like this, you know, like that. You know, these, I can like pull up one of them. Yeah, like this. 34 glasses. Yo, low key, I might want to just buy myself some of this boxed wine. 34 glasses, that's a lot. What? So it's supposed to, like, how many liters is it? Well, you know, box wine Merlot. Is this from California? It has to be. Anyway, yeah, I've told myself that drinking French wine is more, I'm just lying to myself saying it's healthier, it's less fattening, it is sustainable. I doubt any of that is true. But you know, the French, I like the French. You know, it's funny, I've never been to France. Never been. I would love to go. Me and my friend Alistair, we have this thing. We're gonna buy like a what is it called? A cottage in France. Like if you Google like cottage in France, they're like $40,000. I don't know where. It's probably in Nutbush, France, but I think Nutbush, France is better than like Nutbush, America. Like $40,000. I mean, it's probably a. They also have those places in like Italy where you can buy them for $1. I forget the contingency to it. Like it's some kind of cleanser, of course. You know, something sounds too good, it probably is. Like, but I'm trying to buy me some property all over the world, even if it's a fixer-upper. Like if it's $1, I'll buy it. And so I need to see who is in this chat room. Okay. How do I see participants? Oh, I see. It doesn't really show me. Okay. I'm guessing I'm just gonna have to talk to myself. So, what am I gonna talk about? I don't know. Oh, okay. I know. So I started a group on Facebook. And I just noticed I do have like a Kiara Dice group. Maybe I can like put that in the link in the chat. But who cares about that? But the group I'm talking about is this group. Okay, it's a Braxton Family Values fan club group that I started. And like I watch the Braxtons like all the time, like religiously. I don't know what it is about them. Like I just love them. Like they're entertaining. I mean, they've been a mess for like the last like 2 or 3 years. Like, but other than that, like they're funny. And I put that on as background stuff. Like if I'm in the middle of doing something and I don't want it to just be super quiet, I'll put on Braxton Family Values. Oh, we're going to meet my best friend. We're about to meet my best friend who's calling me. Hi. Hi. I'm live on YouTube.
What are you doing?
I said I'm live on YouTube.
Did you have all this makeup?
What? What'd you say? You said where am I going? Hello.
Says your internet is being naughty.
Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. Let me turn off the what's it called? The Wi-Fi maybe.
Okay.
Because I think, okay. Oh, no. Can you hear me now? Is we live? Is we live?
Yeah, we's live.
We's
Let me
live.
see your hair.
What you want
Let
to
me see
see?
your hair.
Oh my-
Yes, good.
I added some like a U part wig. Okay. So basically, this is me on the top. And then you cover it up. Oh, hi, Sandra. Okay. So basically, I'm on live and I just called him. This is Alistair, everybody. You're on your.
Sandra.
Oh, that's the one person who's here. It's like, and the live stream on YouTube. What? Oh, no one can see you because it's too bright. Like they can barely see you. I can only see you. You didn't shave, darling.
No, I haven't shaved.
You're giving us all kinds of King Kong teas. She said, "Hi, Alistair." This is Sandra. Okay, so we have talked about starting a podcast for like 155,000 years, but like neither of us are tech savvy. He lives in China. He's either in Beijing, Shanghai, or somewhere else. Jingdezhen. Yeah. I only had 2 sips of alcohol, friend. I only had 2.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. Road to what's that people call it? Being sober.
Who? Sobriety. I don't know her. I don't know her. I don't know her.
You got the face just right.
Right. Sobriety, ma'am. I just literally talked for like 10 minutes talking about I'm only drinking French wine. Look at me. Look at me, my French wine. Okay. How do you say that? Le porte de Bordeaux. It's like the door of Bordeaux. Bordeaux. Where are you?
I'm in Shanghai now. Just got back from Beijing.
Where's your baby daddy? Where's your stepdaddy, baby daddy?
He was here for lunch just now.
Oh, I missed him. Okay. That's why I wanted to video call you because I was like, oh, let's meet for. He's got a new stepdaddy or no. Baby daddy, a new beau.
I'm the stepdaddy.
A new beau. Oh, he's the stepdaddy because the beau is a rookie to the gay team, right? Because he just been gay for like 2 months, or something like that, 2 years. You're a rookie. But yeah, you're happy. That's good. That's good. We're happy. Alistair is happy.
Happy, sleepy Alistair.
What time is it there?
No, it's just 1:22 in the afternoon, but it's all the traveling recently that just has me, half dead.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably just call you later.
Okay.
Unless you want to be on my live stream.
No.
I know. That's why I'm like, okay. Yeah. No, it was the cutest way. I feel like the way we hung up the other day was really cute. Do you remember? No, it was funny because we both talked for like an hour or 2 hours or something. And then we got to a point where it was like, okay. And we literally at the very same time were like, okay, I want to hang up now. And we're like, and I said it first. No, I said it first. No, I said it first. He said, no, me. I gotta hang up first. Not you. I win. Yeah. I feel like we've talked so many times that we know when it's like, okay, I think it's time to go. Bye. Okay, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
The funny thing is we did after we both like realized that the other person was, like, I want to do it first, and we started to do being all polite with each other. It's like, oh darling, no, you go first.
Oh darling, you. No, you. Fuck you.
Oh, did you watch The Crown? The 4th season is out.
Should I watch The Crown? Okay, tell me, like, because I'm not starting from the 4th season. I gotta go the whole way.
You haven't watched any of it.
I haven't watched any of it. I love
it.
I mean, is it British bouginess? I was just watching that on Netflix. Okay, so am I gonna have to watch The Crown? I know, like, I love British. What's it called? Oh, we got Chariot Man Gaming in here. What's up? Finally, you catch my live. Okay, so you're watching The Crown. I'm gonna watch The Crown, and then we will reconvene. This.
I've watched all of The Crown. I finished it already. 2 days binge watching.
I know it's Princess Diana. I know that much. And they did her dirty. Did they show her dying? Or they didn't get up to that yet?
Yeah, she didn't die in this season. She didn't die in this season, but you see a lot of the shit that she supposedly was going through. And a lot of it is because of her husband.
Oh, them husbands be trifling. He would have had some Sugar Avery pee, or some Sugar, some Sugar Avery tea, whatever they call it. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Papa, who this woman?
Oh.
She said she's about to start on the last episode. Okay, so no spoilers, because spoiler alert, she dies. Just joking. I'm not joking.
Yeah,
she died. Too soon? It's been like 20 something years. Rest in peace.
She hasn't died yet she didn't die in this season.
Oh, okay. So how many seasons are there?
4.
Okay, you just watched one season in 2 days, and you do the whole back to back, huh? So it's like, I'm going to need 2 weeks to watch it. Can I watch it over Christmas? Because I'm in school. I don't know if I can do 2 weeks of. But
you're in school. At least you have classes and you're in school. I'm in school without classes. For 2 fucking years.
I hate class. I had my last class today. I hate school too. I'm so tired of school. I just want
your last class today.
One of my last classes today. And then I have the last ones Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Because it's Thanksgiving. But anyway. Thanksgiving. Gan Jia. Hada na woman gwala Hada. Gwala mama bye. Okay. Anyway. Back to everybody. Welcome. Who do we have in here? We need to liven it up. So I got me some wine. If y'all got your drink, get your drink. And we're gonna talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. What y'all want to know? What you want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What do y'all think about that Megan Thee Stallion song, Body, Yaddy, 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 Yaddy? I mean, I kind of hate it. I do. I love her, but that whole Body, Yaddy. Okay, can I do it? I can't even do it. I love her, but I find the song to be very what's the word I'm looking for? How's the new puppy? Oh, she's so cute. Well, how's school going? Okay, so school is going. We got Michaela Rose in the building. Okay, school is going. Today was my last class of patent law. Patent law is the most boration. I mean, it's like science. I think we talked about this last time where it was all this technical stuff. Anyway, it's over. And he told us the test he's going to give us, which is on December 7th to December 19th. We get 1 week. 7 days after we open the exam is when we have to turn it in. And we have 2 essays. Each essay has to be 7 to 10 pages. I'm like, what? Because at first, he was one of the girls had asked him, "Oh, how long should the how long is the test gonna be? He gonna say 7 to 10 pages. And then I was like, okay, to me, 7 to 10 pages to do for a week, like piece of cake. And then she asked for clarification and was like, oh, just so I'm clear, is it per essay or for the whole exam? And in my head, I was gonna type like, girl, he meant the whole exam, but he ended up answering it like, oh, per essay. I was like, that ain't cool. So that's school. No school tomorrow or the next day because it's Thanksgiving. Friday, nothing. Saturday, Sunday, whatever. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday class. Then nothing. Monday, exam. Tuesday, exam. Fast forward to Saturday, exam. And then the following Saturday, another exam. So that's my schedule. I'm like, I just want to get it done, to be honest. Like, let's do it. So, oof. And then how's the new puppy? Oh, she's good. It's like I've been staying at my dad's house. So I only saw her like for 1 or 2 days when we first got her. But I'm going to my mom's house on what day? Friday morning. That's her birthday. My mom's birthday. And let's see if I have any pictures of her or video that I haven't already shared on my Instagram. I'd be struggling looking for videos and stuff. Let's see. Oh, okay. I just have the, okay. Oh, well, we can't really see her too well. But when I go on this weekend, I will take a bunch of pictures of her. But she had like an ear infection. That's what my mom said. You know how you have to get a checkup for them like the first week? She got a little ear infection from like the plane because we bought her from some website called Puppy Spot. If you go on that website, like if you want a puppy, they said you can't get it. You can't get any puppies during the holidays because they're all sold out. Not all, but you know what I mean? Like it's harder to get them. But like Puppy Spot, they have their headquarters in like Florida and their breeders are all over the world. And like, I don't know, they had some plane. I don't know. They delivered her to our house. And yeah, she was all good, but she had the little ear infection that the vet found and we gave her antibiotics. She's fine. So yeah, and her name is Lola. Isn't she cute though? She's like this big. She's like tiny. I don't know. I just didn't expect for her to be that small. I was expecting her to be like maybe that big. That's probably how big she'll be when she grows up because my other dog was like this size. So small dog, but like full plump maybe. Any of y'all have dogs? I was thinking of getting my dad a dog because like I don't know, me and my dad we don't really want to take care of anything. Maybe a cat. Yeah, maybe my dad could do a cat because cats are like such low maintenance, or not low maintenance, lower maintenance. What? Oh, a Morkie. Oh, a Morkie. Let me look up what a Morkie is. That's like a Maltese and a Yorkie. Let me see, because mine is a Pomapoo Morkie. Oh my God, they're so cute. Oh my goodness. What color? What's her name? Yeah, if you have me on Instagram, go ahead and send me some pictures of your Morkie. Oh. So mine is a Pomapoo. Mouse. What? They just be mixing all these dogs together. Like a Maltese and a Shih Tzu. A mouse. Ooh. A mouse. Okay. Yeah. So should I get my dad? No, I don't know. Like, we have a pretty big house, so having a cat. Oh, Coco, of course. Lola and Coco. Oh, they should be best friends. You know, I wish there was like a way for our dogs to play together. I'm not sure where you live, but like if you're ever in San Francisco with Coco, um, yeah, let me know. Or if I'm ever wherever, I probably would never have Lolo, you know, because that's technically my mama's dog. But yeah, we love Coco. I feel like okay, the pets that I've had a cat, which we got when I was like 3 years old, and she lived until I was 19 or 20. And her name was Black Pearl. And then we got Honey when I was like 17, I believe. And then Isabella. I had a cat in in Beijing. And I don't okay, so his name was Sylvester. I think he was a little bratty cat, but I feel like my one of my exes, like, he didn't give me that cat. He kind of like needed a place to ha- put the cat or someone to watch the cat. And so I watched him or I took him and what happened when I had gotten like I'm not gonna say kicked out or evicted, but I did kind of low key get evicted because I wasn't paying any rent. Um anyway, I was teaching English for some Chinese girl and at her mom's like in her mom's apartment, which was like a salon slash apartment. You know, like she had in the front of it, she had like, you know, the little hair dryers and the and a couple shampoo bowls and stuff. And then in the back was a house or kitchen, whatever. And so I had asked them if they could watch the cat until the people, because I found like a Spanish um, couple who were willing to take the cat. And I said, yeah, they're on vacation. They're going to be back in X amount of time. I guess it was like within a week. And what happened? Like I left. I gave both of them, like I put them in correspondence with each other, gave her the cat, bounced, and or you know left the country. And I don't know what happened to that cat. I hope everything worked out. Like I never checked in on it. Is that bad? You know, I kind of just was like, all right, not my problem anymore. You know, like it's like that. So either there's like three possibilities for that cat, the fate of that cat. Either the Spanish couple followed through and got the cat, or two, the Chinese lady and her daughter kept the cat, or three, they got rid of the cat. I don't know. His name was Sylvester because he was like black and had white, like this shirt, pretty much white on the belly, like whatever. Yeah, that's the only time I've had. Oh, and I remember my roommate had a cat named Zoe. She was cute, but she had this little. I think she found her like in the snow or something like that, and was like mauled or something. Not mauled, but what do you call it? Like verge of death, kind of frozen to death. I don't know. She like basically nursed that cat back, not nursed her, whatever. Got her all together, but like she had this little like I think her voice box or something was either like surgically taken out or something like that. But she just had a little meow that sounded like a squeaky toy. It was so cute. She had a little. I wonder if that cat is still alive. I don't think so. I think the girl, because I have her on not on Instagram, but on um, Facebook. Um, and I don't know. I just see her posting pictures with her and her new husband. Nothing of the cat. So, nah. Okay, so let's see. What are we going to talk about? Someone tell me, what do you want to talk about in this live? You guys have to guide the conversation. You know, I will go off on tangents otherwise. So let me actually take another sip and I'm going to wait for y'all to like either ask me a question or, I'm just like quiet. Should I put on some music? Will they flag me for copyright? Racism or colorism in China? Okay. Huh. Where do I start with that? Maybe not to my face ever. You know, I think that I experienced like a fair amount of privilege living in China. And I know it might sound weird, but like believe it or not, um there's more than just racial privilege out there. Okay, there's like privilege of being thin or privilege of pretty privilege or American privilege, blah 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 blah. So I remember things like on English teaching jobs, there would be like looking for white person and stuff like that. But I think like personal stuff, like someone coming to me and being like, "Oh, you're so bad," or I never experienced any of that. But that's just my own personal experience. I'm not going to talk about like someone else's. I think everyone has a different experience of China. Like I can also say that in America, well, no, in America, I've experienced that type of stuff or like microaggressions. And I just think that like from a Chinese perspective, it just comes from like extreme ignorance, like just not really knowing. And I have definitely been in situations where I have educated people, but not as a result of feeling like they were purposely being anti-black. You know what I'm saying? Like saying stuff like, "Oh, I didn't know this about Black people," or "I thought all Black people could sing," or "I thought all Black people could dance," "I thought all Black people blah blah blah." It's like these type of things, which comes from like pure and utter lack of exposure or only exposure to like negative depictions of Black people. But I feel like I've just been able to really enlighten those type of people, which has happened to me few and far in between. Like I have like those type of encounters I can like count on one hand, whereas the encounters of like people who are open-minded or decent are the majority. So I have let me think of specific stuff. Like I've seen like little kids. I've had a little kid be like, "Oh, hey Ren, hey Ren, hey Ren," like, "Oh, black person, black person, black person," and you're like, I don't scare them. No, I just kind of be like, "Okay, I am a black person," and and I just say something in Chinese. But okay. I wonder, do you keep up with the news on what's happening out there in China? Ooh, what is happening? Oh, are we going to be talking about like because I try not to talk about Chinese politics that much because just in case I want to go back. They just try not to really like the whole like Uyghur situation. Is that what we're talking about? And like Hong Kong and the taboo topics, because then I'll be like, y'all. So in terms of keeping up with it, you know what? I don't. I'm gonna say I don't, because maybe I like to just live in my own bubble. Like the stuff that I what are you still in contact with the girl you went to the High Brothers concert with? Yes, I am. Brianna, I am. Absolutely. I talked to her. I think we like talked maybe a week or so ago. So we talk every couple weeks, it's like a text here and there. But she actually was living in Chengdu for a while. And because of coronavirus, let me try to think of what happened with her. Like she was living in Chengdu, I would say 1 or 2 years as an English teacher, but that's not really what she wants to do. But that, like that's the thing you do because it's the easiest. There's like a really low barrier to entry to teach English in China. But then coronavirus happened, or the pandemic started, especially like bad in China. And her mom was doing some kind of work in Tanzania So she went to Tanzania for Spring Festival last year, which was probably like the beginning of the year, like January, February, which is when it was really crucial in China. And well, hasn't been able to go back really. So I think before, like, there was shelter in place mandates all throughout the United States, or the United States closed their borders and other countries closed their borders. Um, they were able to leave Tanzania and go back to. She's from like the DC area, like Virginia or something like that. So that's where she is now, and she's just trying to figure out like what's the next thing. And I feel like it's mainly ignorance too with other Asian countries. Yeah, like it's like so weird to describe racism in a Asian context, because I do think I think there's like anti-blackness on one hand, which is global, unfortunately. And then there's white supremacy on another. And then there is cultural superiority, or like hegemony or something like that, or like cultural, what I mean? Like the Japanese think they're better than Chinese, and the Chinese think they're better than Koreans, and the Koreans think they're better than the Vietnamese, and the Vietnamese, it's like all of that, all that like hierarchical type of like Asian da da da, or you're not Chinese, so you're not as good as us. And then there's also like these different sectors within, like, okay, dark skinned Asians, uh lighter skinned Asians, you know what I mean? Like right is white is right, but we still don't really like white people kind of thing. Like, I don't know. It's very complex. Like, how do you really pinpoint what racism in Asia is? So I will say this much in the United States, or I don't know if there's like, please do not quote me. Okay, please don't. But I don't know if there's like a Chinese faction of the Ku Klux Klan or anything like that. Like, have they really gone out of their ways to um, not discriminate? Because I feel like discrimination against Black people in America, that's like putting it lightly, like all out structural, economic, financial, racial, whatever oppression. Like, I don't know. I just don't see Chinese or Japanese or whatever having done the same marginalization to Black people like white people have throughout Africa and the world. So, I mean, hey, if do Chinese people like Black people? I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's complex. It's not a yes or no. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. But I feel like I have to say this. I always say this about China. Like, this is just me personally, but I never felt unsafe or like any of those type of feelings, or inadequate. I don't know. I just kind of feel like whenever I met people who had never met any Black people, and like I was one of the first people first Black person they've been in, like, had a real relationship with, friendship, relationship, whatever. Like, I just feel like they were more like fascinated by my culture, and they kind of like, I was able to educate people and show them like the more the complexities of Black culture, and like the nuances and the just eccentricities of our culture, and just like the beauty of our culture. Like, I always use this as an example. Like, one of my best friends, who I went to, I never uploaded my Chengdu video because you asked me about Brianna because of the Hybrids concert, huh? Well, me, Brianna, and my friend Vessi is from Bulgaria. The three of us went to Chengdu, and that was in like 2017. Oh my gosh, this is what I'm saying. I need to hire like a video editor. Like, that is on my list of things to do. And I know I don't need one to be successful on YouTube, but I know for a fact that I don't want to do that stuff. I don't want to edit. I need another human being to help me with the execution. Okay. So one day I'm going to do that, and that's just going to be on my own DIME. And then all my little footage that I have will be uploaded, and it'll be awesome, because if I edit it, it's going to be the most basic stuff ever. But anyway, we went to she and I were like best friends. Not were. I mean, we're still really good friends. But now she lives in Indonesia. It's been like what, 2+ years since I've seen her? Almost 2 years. Yeah, and actually I was supposed to go see her in Indonesia. She recently got married, actually. I was gonna see her in Indonesia, but pandemic. Anyway, like I remember Sheena used to like just hang out in my dorm or hang out in her dorm. And I would just teach her like so many things, like show her movies and different types of music and dance and words and languages and concepts and stuff like that. And she'd be like, oh my gosh, I never knew any of that. Like I always just thought American culture was just, I don't know, like, or not black culture, but she kind of just was like, I don't know. I just never really thought about that. Like every time I think about America, I think about lame white people or something like that, or like Beverly Hills 90210 and Gossip Girl. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's like in Sex and the City. I don't really think about like, because imagine, Sex and the City had like 2 black people in it, 3 if you consider that like trifling episode where Samantha's with the black dude and the sister is like, you white women trying to hang on men like that. Do I still listen to Hype Brothers? I don't really listen to the Hype Brothers, but you know what? That's really funny that you mentioned that because I talked to Brianna the other day, right? This happened, well, not the other day. This might be last week, and we were on the phone. And I asked her, I was like, girl, you still listen to Hype Brothers? She's like, yes, but I kind of feel a little bit about them. She's like, because of their like political stance on something. I can't remember what the political stance was. I don't know if it was like on the whole Black Lives Matter insurgents or if it was the Hong Kong thing. I can't remember, but she kind of was like, they made a comment or their rep made a comment on their behalf. And it was just, she said it just rubbed her the wrong way. And I don't know what platform or whatever, what was said on what, but it must have been like, Weibo or something like that. But then again, she said that they've been like, they have like a following apparently, like Hype Brothers. Like, I don't listen to Hype Brothers. I don't know. She said they got a song called Empire. I still haven't looked it up. I can look it up now, but I don't want to, do they flag you for like copyrighted content? You guys know I'm in intellectual property, right? So I can't be getting copyright infringements and stuff like that, girl. That's okay. Let's see. It's supposed to be called Empire. The Hype Brothers. Oh, okay. Let me put my glasses back on. Are you still in contact with that lady who was Black Girl in The Rock? Oh my gosh, Naisha. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not in contact with her. I have her on WeChat, and I think I have her on Facebook because I've seen her post, but not really still in contact. Not that there's any beef or anything like that, but we were like cool, but we weren't really close friends like that. But I think she moved to Thailand. See, that's really amazing, right? Like all these people that I've met throughout the years, like they're like all over the place, So I do believe she's in Thailand. I don't know what she's doing because of COVID, but if I've seen her videos, like the last couple of videos, because didn't she change her YouTube name to because ROK was supposed to be Republic of Korea, right? And then she changed it. No, she didn't. She kept it the same, and then she changed it to her regular name. Let me see. What's her name on YouTube right now? Because I know her YouTube channel didn't get hacked like mine. You guys know I'm bitter about that, but like it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. One of my friends, Samantha. Oh, I can't believe I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore in my last live stream. But you know what? I always wear this shirt. Like if I'm feeling, oh, you said you don't know her new name. Let me see. If I'm feeling insecure about studies, I wear this shirt because it makes me remember, like, oh, girl, you did it. Remember when you was crying about failing tests in what's it called, undergrad? You did that. You still got your degree. Okay, I think it might be Naisha. If it's not that, then I don't know how to find her. Okay, maybe I'll search black girl in the ROK in the Rock. Brown and abroad. Okay, brown and abroad. So let's see her last. Oh, she does bullet journaling. I'm gonna hit her up actually. Let's see. 6 months ago, she was in Chiang Mai visiting the dentist during quarantine. My entanglement story time. Everybody in these entanglements. I've had an entanglement only once. Only once. Okay. What else do you guys want to know? I like the questions and stuff like that. I think it's fun. And then if it breaks out into another story. Okay, let me think about like um the times I've met Naisha. Like, oh, okay. How was it finding jobs in China since I want to become a nurse? Ooh, you want to get a job in the medical industry in China, right? Or you want to just have a job in China. So here's what I will say about working in China. If you're doing anything outside of education, or any education, it is difficult. Anything outside of that is difficult. I don't know anything, or I've never met any foreigner in the medical industry in China. If anything, you would be working at a foreign owned or foreign operated hospital or clinic or something like that. I'm sure there's opportunities out there. Why not? But okay, so the thing is in China, or I think in most places on earth, is everything is about who you know and the connections you make. So what I would do is try to do some kind of like study abroad, because actually I did have some friends who were doing medicine in China or at Fudan University or something like that. But I don't know what they did after. I don't know. I don't think I had any really close friends that were doing that. But I would say you'd have to know someone who could get you into those to the right opportunity, because like with me and my job that I had when I was doing that when I was like the PR manager for a year, how I found that opportunity was like my friend I told you guys about, the Bulgarian one, Vessi. Actually, you've seen Vessi in some of my vlogs. I vlogged with Vessi. Um, she had okay, so we were part of this is how we became friends. We're part of a professional career organization at Fudan University. She was president and I was a secretary. And on that we would like have job listings and career events and workshops, these type of things. Yes, it was a Halloween vlog that I did with her. And I think towards like the end of my time at Fudan, like I basically was just on the board, but I wasn't secretary anymore. And I don't know, I don't quite remember, but I guess Vessi was either still really involved or just, I don't know, de facto president. Like, I don't really remember, but she had sent me a link of a job posting. And she was like, based on my whole YouTube stuff and my interest in like, I guess social media or whatever, she found that ad through another guy who was the founder of this organization, who knew my boss, and he had posted it in one of the groups or something like that. And then Vessi sent it to me and was like, I think you'd be perfect for this. And I just read the description and I was like, what? In my head, I was like, what is this? I don't know what this is, but okay. So I just sent in my resume, and I don't know if I even included a cover letter. I probably did. And then I got a message from the CEO, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw your resume. You want to come for an interview?" And I was like, in my head, I said, I'm not even looking for a job, but okay, I'll practice my interview skills. And when I got there, like, and he gave me the presentation and everything like that, and we had the interview, and he was showing me like all the little stuff they were working on. I was like, wow, that was super interesting, yada yada. And I didn't have any experience as a communications manager. Oh, I'm still in university. Not only that, but I'm studying law. Like, I don't even know how to do legal work, let alone stuff that I ain't never done before or never studied before at all. And so no experience other than like a YouTube channel that's about to be hacked in a year. I'm still bitter about that. I'm like, damn, did I even click that link? Whatever. And then he just said to me, like, make a communications plan and, give it to me on Monday. And I did. I just Googled like communications plan, how to do. And that's what I did. And then I had another interview with him, and he was like, all right, I want you to meet my CFO and have another interview. And this is all Dutch dudes, right? Dutch middle-aged Dutch men. And I had an interview with the CFO, and I thought the interview went terribly. Like, I really thought like we were not vibing. I felt like he was like a stone wall, which is so funny because he was the sweetest guy ever. Like, after that, like, I was like, oh, he's so nice. But the first one I was just kind of like, he's just like, no. Well, I mean, he was like, he smiled and stuff like that, but it just felt like I don't know if I liked my answers. I remember I had asked him, he said, okay, so do you have any questions for me? I said, yeah, how do I get some shares in the company? He was like, what? Yeah, we have a program where you get shares after, like, I don't know. Oh. Sorry, guys. My phone rang. And it has to ring on every device, huh? It has to ring on like FaceTime. That's too much. Anyway, that's how I got my job. And so if you were going to get into the medical industry, I would say start with some kind of education program. I don't know, study abroad, or like, I can even look that up for you right now. Okay, let's do some research. I mean, things are weird right now. I wouldn't bank on it for 2021, but maybe fall 2021. Okay, so mind you, I don't know anything about the medical industry, so I'm just gonna put study medicine in China for international students. What are requirements to study medicine in China? How much does it cost? What is an MBBS? International students study medicine in China. Medical degrees in China. I wish it wasn't like medicine, because I really like feel so, what's the word? Okay, they have like NYU and stuff like that in China. Maybe they have something. Yeah, Michaela, you have to do the research. If you ever need help, you can always ask me. I'll try my best. But like, in terms of me Googling medical study medicine in China for international students, I'm getting like, the first thing I came up with was St. George's University Caribbean Medical School. That ain't it. Okay, let's see. This one. No, not what are the requirements. Like, let's see. No, study medicine. 1 year. Okay, let's just do 1 year. Oh, international students study medicine in China. What is this? There are 500. Well, I know that Fudan University, they have a medical program. Let's see. Fudan dash Fudan University School of hmm, Shanghai Medical College, Fudan University. I'm so bad at researching for this, but I think at this point, that's kind of what it takes, like to look this stuff up. You just gotta like hunt through Google. Ooh, okay. I think I did tell you guys about how I got this Chinese government scholarship. Go to your not your embassy, consulate. Okay, and this is something you can do now. Go to the consulate general and like wherever you, which state are you in, or city state? Because then I can tell you which consulate it is. Remember, they shut down the one in Houston, apparently. That's a mess. That's a whole mess. But Illinois. Okay, let's see. Illinois consulate. Illinois Chinese consulate. Illinois. Probably have one in Chicago, honestly. Chinese. Your Chinese restaurant. Consulate. Okay, so yeah, they have one in Chicago. I would try to contact, because that's just what I had to do, right? Like contact the consulate general and see if they have any information. And I mean, it's gonna have to, they're most likely gonna send you down a rabbit hole. Like I was done, like I told y'all, I called the US Embassy in Beijing, and they were all just like, "Oh, no, we don't speak English." And I was like, "What is going on?" But I came out of a dark tunnel to the light. Fudan. So I would start there. Let's see if there's I don't like their website. Well, the Tiana. Let's see if they have like not Chinese news, consulate information. Contact us. Education sections map. Ooh. Ooh. What does that mean? Education of Section Consulate General of the People's Republic of China in, let's see. Consulate General, okay. Let's see. Minister of Education. Ministry of Education China. Maybe that's where you start. Girl, I'm trying to figure out where's even a good starting point. Ministry of Education. What we do, ministers, departments, photos, features. Study in China. I hope this is helping. This www.campuschina.org. Yeah, this is like stuff that, you know what I mean? And you just got to take a time out and do the research. And like I said, I am here to help in any way that I can. I would start by like reaching out to different, okay, how I usually do research and stuff like that is what I just showed you. I just Google a bunch of different things and I will take like a note, a note in your like in your phone or your computer, the notes app, and I just copy and paste a bunch of links. That's just where I start. I'll Google medical programs in China. Okay. Peruse. Copy, paste, paste. And then I'll Google something else. I don't know. Study abroad, medicine, China. It's all about like switching up your keywords a little bit and then keep searching. And then I'll also put like contact info or like different programs, like if you can find specific programs that interest you and then you can go from there, like you're in the kind of brainstorming stage, right? But sooner or later you'll get more and more information, and you'll be able to curate better and say, oh, okay, now I know I want to apply to this program or apply for that job or that position or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing that now for jobs myself, actually, but out here in California. So you're certain you want to go to China, right? Don't be scared, just go. Have you been to China? Maybe first things first is visit. Okay, I know visiting now. What are we living in? I'm like, this has gone on long enough. I mean, I'm trying to not like complain about the pandemic because I have not experienced it in a negative way like other people. Like there's some people some people who complain about the pandemic kind of annoy me. And it's not because they don't have any right to. Oh, yeah. So I would say step one, visit. But in the meantime, also do your research on studying, or not studying medicine, but like possibly working there, because you might realize that even though I had like a cool job in China, you don't really get the same kind of like employee benefits unless you like work for a foreign entity. They don't really have the same concepts of like not vacation. Of course they have vacation, but like I don't know, some of the same employee customs don't exist in Chinese run companies. It's just like a very different work culture, at the end of the day, like it's kind of like Asian Confucian style. Like work, 12 hours is very, but then again, you're in the medical industry, so 12 hours is normal. But like, I don't know. I just, yeah, I would look into that one. But if I know of anybody, if I think of someone who has worked in the medical industry, I'll reach out to them and let you know. But yeah, I hope that helped. I don't know if that helped or not. I kind of was like going on a whim, What's a medical spa? What's a medical spa? Like, like a no, acupuncture. I don't know, because when I think of spas, like they have a lot of spas out there, and they have a lot of but I don't really know. Let me look that up. What is a medical? Like when they do Botox, dermal fillers, lasers, facials. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But like the thing is, not to say like they wouldn't hire you. I'm just saying like none of them would be foreign owned, or like I really highly doubt very many of them will be foreign owned, especially to hire a foreigner. Not to say that it's because foreigners have higher employment requirements. You know what I mean? Like it's very expensive to get their visas, very expensive salaries overall. Like foreign employees command different salaries, like higher salaries. They want benefit packages and stuff like that. So if anything, you probably want to look into like a foreign medical spa in China. And then probably they would say like, and this is like, no offense, this is just the practical thing of just like, why are we going to hire a foreigner to do that when we can hire someone and pay them like half the money and they can do the same thing, you know what I mean? And then they speak Chinese and da 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 da. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like the barrier to entry into the workforce in China is super difficult because the workforce is they pretty much already have it. So unless you like specialize in something like really high executive level stuff, then they would just say like, oh, we can just hire a Chinese. Like the same thing happened to me at my job, that I had for like a year. Like they were like, they hired a Chinese, I think, and they were like, okay, this isn't really working out. Let's hire a foreigner. And then they hired a foreigner. That didn't really work out. So I think they might have just went back to hiring a Chinese person to do it and just doing better training or doing, I don't know. But I don't know. I just feel like one thing for me is like working in China is not easy. The only thing that I think is easy is unless it's if it's a foreign company with a like Chinese subsidiary or affiliation or something, or if it's teaching English. You know what I mean? Because they're always going to want foreigners to teach English. But all that other stuff, like that gets kind of difficult, Not to say you shouldn't try. Of course, always worth a try. For sure. Always worth a try. But and mind you, I'm not even that familiar with like estheticians and stuff like that. I'm just giving like the general, extremely general overview of foreigners working in China. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Mm, yeah. But like I said, work, you know, it's I've been told no before and I still did it and it was, it worked out in my favor. So I think it's worth researching and finding people who really know the industry. Not me, I just kind of know the overall kind of the way of the land a little bit. Yeah, nurses can work there. Oh. Yeah. Oh, what are we talking about? We're talking about working in China. So I was basically saying that working in China is really difficult for foreigners unless you're working in as an English teacher or some kind of high level foreign owned company. Like for instance, one of my friends' husband worked for Nike, or it was like Nike, but he was like some kind of like high level marketing guru guy. And so they're paying him all this money to learn how to market in China. And they got like the the works. But other than that, if you're like entry level or something like that, like all that stuff is really difficult. The barrier to entry is so difficult because they figure, oh, we just hire a Chinese to do that, you know? Or we'll just, yeah. And I said the same thing had happened to me with the company that I was working for. They had hired a Chinese to do their whole PR communications, but it didn't work out. So they decided to hire a foreigner, which was me. That didn't work out. And I would be surprised if they didn't just go back to hiring a Chinese person and just making that work. Or maybe like a bilingual Chinese person I don't know. Yeah. So Mo in the City 03. I feel like I've never met you. Mo in the City 03. I know everyone else in here, but I have not seen your what is that? What is that called? Screen name before. So, how you doing? What's up? Cheers. Happy Tuesday. I just finished my patent law class and it was the last day of the class. Hallelujah. Okay, so anything else? I'll watch you for a while. I think, oh, so sweet. I think I'm hilarious. Okay, I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, did you ever feel censored in China? Hmm. I think people really don't understand Chinese censorship. Like, I just feel like it's kind of funny to an extent because, like, people kind of imagine, like, if you live in China and you were to say, "Fuck the Communist Party," the whole they would bang down your door and, like, like, no, it's more like you have to have some kind of influence for them to really care about what you're talking about. Like, seriously, like, that's it. Like, there's not every word you say or everything. You can't say anything against the government or else. Like, no, not like that. But I know that there were some like random things like like for instance, if you said uh let me think. Let me think of something that was specific. Um, like the whole Winnie the Pooh thing. Yeah, if you are exactly, if you're swaying the masses, then they will. But like if you're just you talking as, but I mean, if you're like, if I was on a live stream and I had 100,000 viewers and I was saying whatever, then I would probably want to keep it to myself. But like I've seen a lot, like what I really don't like about the misconception of Chinese people is that they kind of make it seem like they are, or people kind of think that they're not knowledgeable of like what their government is doing or what their what their government stands for and stuff like that. I'm like, Chinese people are very smart, very intuitive people. Like or I went to Fudan, so maybe I was like around a lot of more educated folk, and a lot of them were very critical of the government or critical of like certain policies and stuff like that. But they had like such of a mature perspective of it. Like they would just always be like, I don't agree with this, but at the end of the day, I can understand why. Because China, at the end of the day, like at the very end of the day, no, I really don't feel like they feel oppressed. No, I promise you on my life, most Chinese people, I'm not okay. I can't talk to all China. I mean, like 1.5 billion people. Okay, like I can't talk about all of them. All of the Chinese people that I've met, or like a majority of them, they are so proud to be Chinese, and they wouldn't really have it any other way. Even as their government is, like they really look at their government like it's doing well for them because they have lived in a time, because at the end of the day, like China opened up in like the early 80s, I think, 1979, right? And so you didn't really see that results of that economics until maybe the late 90s, early 2000s, or even mid 2000s to late, like the time that I got there till today, like they just have grandparents and parents who lived in the time of like, I don't know, the Cultural Revolution and like the Great Leap Forward. And they're kind of like, how we went from that to the biggest superpower, like next to America, next to the United States, like we can literally be on the world stage and be head to head with this Goliath and be the other Goliath. We're not like David anymore. Like we're literally like neck and neck. With that being said, like our government must be doing something bright. And I feel the same way too. And I've said this, that Chinese thinking, I was gonna say like 思考, like their way of thinking is pragmatism. They're pragmatic. They are the people who are like, they're gonna be calculated. Like they're playing chess. They play chess, and that's the difference between Americans and Chinese people. Like Chinese people, like Americans, we play checkers. Okay, we play hopscotch. They over here looking at the whole board, looking at the whole thing, each and every. All we see is the next move. You know, We don't anticipate what the next move will be, or setting up something to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think the Chinese way is chess. It is like the long run. Okay, the big wars like that. In America, we're just so reactionary. We're just so, oh, me. And Chinese are like the collective. It's like it's. I don't know. Am I making sense? Did I just go on a tangent? Let me pour myself a little bit more. Did I just go on a tangent? But like back to that, I really don't think they feel oppressed. Like okay, one of my good friends, she is the founder of the Chinese startup, Go East Language School. I used to hang out there all the time. And that business does really well, right? And her husband is Canadian, right? And in everyone's mind, all Chinese people want to do is get a green card and get the fuck out of China. I'm like, that's not true. That's what I'm saying. Everyone just looks at the surface. So I asked her, like, this is a little bit after she had gotten married. I was like, oh, so are you going to become, because I know in China you can't be a dual citizen. Can't. And you can't become Chinese. Like there's like, I think 2 types of citizenship. It either like is the land you're built in, and then the other one is by your blood. Chinese is like by your blood. We don't care where you're born. If you ain't Chinese, you ain't Chinese, and you ain't gonna become Chinese. Period. Point blank in the period. Anyway, so her husband's Canadian and yada yada. Blah, blah. And I said, oh, are you gonna like give up your Oh, I don't think I ever met her. I remember one of your vlogs, you were in a grocery store in China and you met this older lady. I actually did meet her for dinner a couple times after that, but like, I don't think we like. That's cute. I remember. I'm gonna upload all those videos. I promise. But as I was saying, I was like, this girl. I asked her. I was like, okay, are you gonna like become a Canadian citizen? She can just become a Canadian citizen and then like switch back and forth between, she can live in China still and whatever. And she's like, oh, heck no. She's like, and give up my Chinese citizenship? Never. And this is a Chinese woman who like speaks English, very well educated, an entrepreneur, has a successful company that she started from the ground up. I don't think she's like a fu or die. No, fu or die is like the new rich Chinese people, like second generation, like their parents got really rich after the opening. Please do, including the one when you talk about what it take if you were sick. Oh, what to take if you're sick, girl. I feel like that one got lost. I think that one got lost, honestly. I think there was 3 videos that would not download. And is it the one where I went to the the pharmacy? Yeah, I think that one was on there, but I definitely organized everything on my hard drive. Everything's on here now, and I'm gonna put everything on another one, and I'm gonna just, I don't know, put them in like safe deposit boxes all around the world or something like that. Yeah, I feel like it was that one. It was the one where I said I suck at flirting, and I had someone said I like grinded my butt, and I went to the New York pizza. That one got lost, and then another one got lost, but I still had that other one somewhere else with these 2. It's okay. It's okay. But like I was saying, I just don't, I really liked what it was Sandra, what she said, like, they don't feel oppressed. Like, no, I really don't think, I mean, of course, like there's people who I've met the opposite, because also I'm talking about, it was the New York pizza one. That one's gone. That one's gone. I've met, like people of a lower economic status, and I'm sure they would have a different opinion, but at the very same time, the struggles that they have, I don't think it would be any different if it were, say, in the United States. Like, I think things would be far worse. Like, I swear on my life, I would much rather be homeless in China than I would be in the United States. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. Okay. I don't want to be homeless nowhere. But I'm just saying, like, in the United States, like, ooh, you like the real concrete jungle, okay? Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, so do we have any more questions? Any more? Because I'm having a good time, okay, and I'm not tired either. If I get tired, I'm gonna tell y'all. But I think we can go at least till 11. It's 10:30 now, but I need some more questions. Mm-mm. 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 Oh, I didn't really have any I've never had a serious relationship in my life. And I actually told my therapist about this. I've been seeing a therapist for like the last couple months since I started, my master's program. Um, so I have never been in a serious relationship, but like I did like fall in love for the first time, but like I just don't really, in hindsight, I don't really count that. And I think I've spoken about this before, but like, it was with a Chinese guy. And I feel like, well, what my therapist told me to do, and I agree with that. Like he said, just put your feelings out there. So I feel like really elated when I think about the time I had with him when I thought it was what it was, not knowing what it is now. Like I know what it is now, but I'm saying where I was emotionally when I thought it was what it was. That's the kind of emotions that I want to delve into, not the, oh, I give, well, the truth has revealed itself. But let me, how we love our little story times. Okay, so I have told you guys about, okay, we're going to dial back. Fudan University, 2000, early 2016 or late 2015. One of my friends who I met in Nanjing, she's from Finland, right? And she also went to Fudan, but she was in finance. So we have not kept in contact, but I have her on LinkedIn, and I'm like, I'm gonna message her. I hope to see her if I ever go to Finland because she was so cool. Like we were cool girls, but like we were having lunch one day on Fudan campus in the cafeteria, and she was telling me like, oh, I just went on all these dates. I've been going on all these dates. Oh, I just had a date. I was like, girl, where are you getting all these dates from? Because like a couple months before that, I had used Tantan, which is like Chinese Tinder, and it was terrible. I got catfish, and I was like, I'll never do this again. Delete, delete, delete. And I remember like Tantan was super weird because like I had like it showed you how many people have viewed and liked your profile, and I swear on my life it said like 100 and some thousand. I was like, this is weird. This is weird. So I deleted it. And so she told me, oh, I got all these dates from Tinder. And I was like, Tinder, I've heard about Tinder, but isn't that like, she's like, no, it's cool. And I was like, okay, let me use it. And I get my phone, which was a different phone at that time. I don't know what phone it was, not this one. And I'm like, download. And it just never worked. It never worked in China. Like, even if I had my VPN on, it just didn't work. I don't know. So that same year, or like beginning of 2016, I went home, and the moment I got off the plane, I mean, the very second that the Wi-Fi connected to this thing, I downloaded Tinder and I made myself a profile. I talked to a guy the same day and met up with him. And I told you guys the story time when he was like the Trump supporting Chinese American guy, and he like spit tobacco in his freaking cup. And I thought that it was weird. And it was him on a motorcycle, like all that stuff. Like I told y'all that. Let me know if you remember. Yes, you remember that. So I told y'all that. It was gross. So I think I had like a couple of different dates, all with Chinese guys or Chinese American. And okay, so I had date number 1 with the weirdo, like the Trump supporter, date number 2 with the guy who was just lame, date number 3 with the guy who kinda, like, fell in love with me, and I wish there was, like, a connection because there was no connection at all. I'm like, "I need some connection, like, this is he likes me a lot," and I remember, like, he had talked to my mom because he was, like, trying to convince me to go out, like, or for him to take me out, and I was like, "I'm dumping you, like, I don't wanna date you." I was like that, and my mom was like, "Be nice, why don't you go out with him again?" I was like, "No, no." But I'm sure he's making someone happy today, so that's good for him. But anyway, that didn't work out. That was all when I was in San Francisco. And then when I came back or went back to China, I was still in my first dorm room at Fudan, which was like how do I describe it? It was like a little flat, like an apartment kind of. So it had like 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and one like kitchenette area. And I was in my little room. And I remember I was jet lagged. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I was just on Tinder and swiping. And I'm very vain, and I'm like, oh, he's tall. Okay. Oh, so I matched with someone, and I remember also that like there was like this weird. I'm gonna take my glasses off because I can see my reflection. But then I can't see the chat. Okay, if I move really close, I can see the chat. Okay. So I remember there was like kind of a, how do you call this? Formula or cliche. I don't know. Basically, you swipe, finally match with someone. And then they say stuff like, hi. Okay. And it's like question, answer, like this very monotonous kind of dialogue between two people who don't know each other. And it's just like so repetitive and redundant and annoying. And then finally, maybe the person asks you, like, no, let's exchange WeChats. All right. You give them your WeChat. And then they're like, we should hang out sometime. And you're like, yeah, sure. And then nothing ever happens. So it's like this kind of song and dance. And so I matched with, so his name was, should I tell you guys his name? It was Wei Tong, but like he was calling himself Tommy. And anyway, so we matched on Tinder just because I thought he was tall. He said he was tall. I thought his pictures were okay. So he said he was like 6'3", 4, I don't know. And he had a pic, and he said he played the saxophone. That's kind of, I don't really remember the whole profile, but I just remember that I was like, tall, plays saxophone. Boop, okay. And I was like, oh, he's not that cute, but all right, that works. Matched. And then after that, I think it was that same night, I was at home. I was in my dorm room, 5 in the morning, just touched back down to China, completely jet lagged. And he messaged me because this was like the night of his birthday. So he was also up at 5. And he messaged me like, and he said to me, you're are you a model? Like you look like Marilyn Monroe. And that's my sugars. Y'all know I love vintage stuff. And I had a picture. Okay, I'm gonna show you the picture that I have. Please be in here. Because you know how like every time I'm trying to show y'all pictures, like I can't find the pictures. But I really think I'll be able to find this picture of the picture that I had on the picture. Okay, the picture that I had. Look at me just. Okay, so we went to the top. Do I need my glasses for this? I might need my glasses for this, but I think I'll be able to find it. Please find it. Hey. Oh, it was this picture. I had this picture up. Oh, damn. You can't really see it. Oh, there we go. So he was like, "Oh, you look like Marilyn Monroe, like blah blah blah. Are you a model?" And I don't really remember what I said back, but I think no, he said like no, he called me Marilyn Monroe. He didn't say you look like Marilyn Monroe. He said something like really suave to me. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Huh." And the I just remember the conversation like on Tinder. He was like, "Oh, why are you up so late?" And I was like, or early, whatever. And I said, "Oh, I'm jet lagged. Why are you up so late?" "Oh, because it's my birthday, blah, blah, blah. Happy birthday." Yada, yada, yada. We could just talk like very fluidly. And it wasn't like question, answer, question, answer. It was like uh divulging information about yourself or about ourselves without being like, "So what do you do? Where do you go to school? What do you study?" It was just like fluid. And I was kind of like, wow, okay. Huh, huh, huh. And also it didn't take that long for him to be like, "Yeah, how about we exchange WeChats?" And I was like, "Oh, here we go. Part three of the was that in English or it was in English. It was in English. So he had just gotten back from doing his master's in Scotland. So he did speak very much fluent English. And what happened? So then he added me on WeChat, and my little WeChat tagline thing was like, "Hey, Hun May," which is "Black is beautiful." And he said to me, like, when he added me, he was like, "Girl, I agree. Black is beautiful." Like, blah, blah, blah. And he sent me a voice note, and he had like his voice. It was like deep and like oh my God, I don't even know how he sounds. I don't remember. It was so long ago. But I remember just being like, "Oh, I like his voice," right? And I feel like we talked a little back and forth, and he'd just be like instantly, he was like, we talked maybe less than a day. And he says, "All right, like I have to meet you. Like I really, I want to meet you." And I'm like very reluctant. I'm like, he says like, "When are you free?" And I'm like, "I'm free on the weekends. That's it. I'm only free on the weekends." He said, "Okay, uh, let's let's meet this weekend." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Well, what do you want to eat? What do you like to eat?" And I'm like, "Oh, I like to eat whatever." So he picks a restaurant, and I was like, "All right, we meet there at this time." And I really liked the initiative, like there was just full control. I mean, like I don't want to be controlled, but I do like alpha, you know, not the other way around. In my other experiences, everything has always been like pulling teeth of like, yeah. So towards I think the day before we were supposed to meet up at that restaurant, which is gonna be all the way downtown, and I live all the way at Fudan, and I was like, and I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna be a catfish, and it's gonna be awkward, and I just don't want to, I don't want to deal with that. Like, I don't really want to go." I mean, even though like we had been talking all week, well, like we hadn't been talking like that, but it's just been like we've been exchanging some messages here and there all week, and I was kind of like, I really don't feel like having an awkward awkward day. So I don't even know if I want to meet with him. And I was like, oh, he asked me like the day before, "Are we still on for tomorrow? I hope we're still on for tomorrow." And I'm like, about that. I I did. I didn't stand him up. So he did ask me the next day or the day before. And I was like, whatever I said, some kind of excuse. Like, I don't want to go that far or something like that. "Oh, it's so far. It's so this, so that." And he was like, "Oh, well, because we talked about like Fudan being his dream university, which is so cliche because Fudan is every Chinese person's dream university." And so he was like, "Oh yeah, I've never been on. Mm, I've never been to the campus. So maybe I can come to the campus and you can just show me around campus." And I was like, "Okay." Again, really, I was like, "All right, well," and he's like, "Okay, how about 2 o'clock?" And I said, all right, now, we'll meet by, meet at 2. And the day of, I was just like, oh, I don't want to go. Like, it's going to be so awkward. Like, it's going to suck. And I remember I texted him, like, okay, meet me. And I used the wrong word. So instead of saying Mao statue in Chinese, I said like Mao carving or something like that, like the word for carve instead of statue. And so, like, okay, so basically, I think every university campus has a Mao statues, but the Mao statue on the Fudan campus is on the main campus, right in front of the gate on Handan Lu. So it's like central, basically, of the main campus. And I told him to meet me there, wrong, like incorrectly. And there was like a building next to it, and I was over here like, because he sent me a picture, and he was like, no, I knew he was coming because he told me he was walking there, something like that. And so I went to the building beside the statue, and I was over here perusing and stuff like that, looking and looking. And then he sent me a picture of the Mao statue. He said, hey, I'm sitting in the grass. So the grass is like, the statue is surrounded by grass. And then I was like, oh, here we go. Oh my God, it's going to be awkward. It's going to suck. I had like really, really low expectations. I was just like, ugh. And then when I walked over to the grass, I sat down with him and I was like pleasantly surprised. Like, he looked so good. I mean, like, his pictures did not do him justice. Like, his hair was done really well. He smelled really good. He was dressed really nice. And I was like, who is this person? And I just sat down with him, and he was reading a book. Not only was he reading a book, he was reading a Malcolm Gladwell book. I love Malcolm Gladwell. So we were like, I just sat down with him, and Elvis sat next to him, and I was like, I don't really remember. I just feel like we just started talking, and then we walked all around the campus and stuff like that, and it was just side by side, like no kind of whatever. I didn't even know if it was a date or not. And we walked all over the campus, and then it was like time to eat. So then we found a restaurant. We went to like some Italian restaurant, like a restaurant I chose, which is why I always let him choose after. But what happened? So we were talking for like hours. It was like 2 to 3 hours we were in that restaurant. And just fluid, but I can't really remember the conversation. So, whatever. This has been almost going on 5 years. And so I remember it was like time for us to leave. And I was like, I walked into the metro station, and I was like, okay. So do we like shake hands? I was like, I guess we just, buddy, or, I don't know, the salutations. And then he was like, oh no, girl, I want a hug. And he gave me like the most like manly, like, okay, so this guy is from like northern China. He's from is it Hebei? Hebei, yeah, he's from some small city in Hebei, and but he grew up in Shanghai. So anyway, yeah, so he like gave us a hug, and I was like, it's like the best hug I've ever had. Well, not ever, yeah, actually, yeah, not ever. And so, I mean, I like walked home like feeling like giddy. I was just like walking on air. Oh, here's the clincher. I remember while we're at dinner, he says to me, I just found a job in Nanjing, like before I met you. And I've been on, what is it? I've been moving to I'm going to be moving to Nanjing next week. And I was like, ugh. He's like, or not next week, 2 weeks from now, whatever. And he said, but don't worry, I'll be back every weekend or something like that. And I was like, okay, like that could work. And anyway, so I feel like we went on like 4 or 5 other dates that were just so magnificent. And I was like in love. I remember he told me, like, I love you. I want to be with you. You're amazing. You're this, you're that. But let me tell you the clincher. I remember. Mm, mm, mm. So I'm like picking out details from my brain, right? Like I can't, it's not all fluid. So this is on one of our dates. Cause I remember he would take me to places that I've just never been, like museums and walks in villas and like old Shanghai and like these things. I'm like, oh, I've never been to these places. And he would take me like hot pot and Hong Kong hole in the wall Hong Kong restaurants that were still really swanky and nice. And he would just get up and go pay the bill and come sit back down. You know what I mean? And what else? Like, I don't know. I was just like smitten, like head over heels. At least to this point, that's the most smitten I've been. I was just crazy. And I remember he would ask me things like, "Well, do you want to get married one day?" Like, I just said, "Oh, I never thought about marriage until I met you." Like, little dumb you. Anyway, I remember once we were having lunch, no, breakfast. We were having breakfast at McDonald's. But McDonald's is cute in China. Or we were sitting down having breakfast, and mind you, like I'm a Western girl or American girl. Like we've been on like 3 or 4 or 5 dates. Like I'm not thinking about meeting your mama and your daddy and your friends and your this and your that. I'm not trying to do that, right? So he tells me, I think out of the clear blue, and he says to me, like, honey, I've been thinking about this, and he says, I just don't think my parents would ever accept me being with a foreigner. And I was like, eating my McMuffin, like, what? What you mean? And he's like, I said, well, oh, okay. Because I'm not thinking about parentals, like what? And he says to me in the next breath, he says, but I don't care what they think. And I'm like, okay, like, because I don't know. I just didn't put any weight on that. Like, I was just kind of like, what does he mean? Like, in hindsight, I get it. But then I was just kind of like, fool, what you talking about? Mm. Okay. So I remember because he had moved to Nanjing, and like I was broke. He was broke. We was broke. I wasn't trying to go visit him because I got no money. So and then I was expecting him to keep his word on coming out here every weekend, and that was not feasible. And I mean, I would be crying. I would be so sad. I would be just like, oh my God. I've never, even to this day, I have never cried over a guy ever. I swear on my life. Cry over a guy? No, friend. That's the one and only time. And I remember I said the stupidest thing. Well, not the stupidest thing. It was real because I'd spent like nights crying and like feeling. So it was like basically a long distance thing. But then I wasn't getting enough attention or whatever. And I said something to him like, I feel like we're just this is just not working. And I kind of expected him to say like, oh no, we can make it work. But he was like, yeah, no, it's not. I was like, oh shit. And he was like, yeah, I just don't think this is gonna work. And this story seems straight out of a romantic movie. So girl, it's gonna be a romantic movie that's gonna burn. Watch. It's terrible. So that day, like
what I was trying to do to like lure him in to committing more or to like coming to see me or whatever actually backfired and ended up in him breaking up with me. Him being like, okay, yeah, I don't want to keep hurting you. Like, whoop-de whoop-de whoop, hoop-de hoop, you don't sound happy. Like, I can't keep you happy. You know, I'm working all these hours and I just got a new job and new job, new girlfriend, new city, new this, that. And I'm like, he's like, it's just not working. And so he broke up with me. And I was like, oh, girl, I was devastated. I was literally, I have never spoken to my dad about any guy ever. But I said to my dad on the phone, I was like I could barely even contain myself. I said, I'm just feeling brokenhearted. I didn't give him any details. I was like, I'm just feeling so brokenhearted. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like that. And he was like, listen to Marvin Gaye. What kind of advice is that? And I'm over here listening to and keep you satisfied. Oh, baby. That's why I'm listening. I'm like, that does not help. Oh, baby, we could not spare the mental strain. Okay, like I'm like, what? I'm listening to Marvin Gaye, just like literally like drinking myself out of this world. And I had a master plan. I'm gonna get my man back, like Legally Blonde. Okay, like I know. I'll go to Harvard. Like that. This is what Warner wants. It's like practically deformed. No. A law student. Like that. And I was like, I'm going to finish my finals. So, because I was like, at the end of the day, I'm still a student. I'm not going to like give up all my stuff for you. Okay. Finish up my finals, which this is like late. Because we were together like three months, I think, 3 months from like February to like May. And then so for like a month and a half, like I was finishing school and I said, okay, I'm going to go to Nanjing. And I went to Nanjing. Oh, child. Okay. I went to Nanjing and I stayed with a friend, my friend Eduardo. Shout out to Eduardo. I'm going to ask him if he remembers that. I stayed with him because he had like a 2-bedroom apartment. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go see him. I'm gonna do all this because I remember the day that it happened. Eduardo was like there for me because I was devastated. He's like, what's wrong? He's like, you want me to take you out? I was like, okay, we can go out. And then like as we're out and everyone's like talking in a circle and drinking, and I'm drinking, I'm like, I want to go home. He's like, okay. Let's go home. I was like, you can't be here. Okay, so I went to so I went to Nanjing and stayed with Eduardo maybe like a weekend. And on one of those days, I went to go meet with Tommy. And girl, I tried it. I was like wearing this halter dress, commando. It was so extra. Like nowadays, I just wouldn't put it on a platter like that. Like I just wouldn't. No. And I remember also he had a cat. Right. Okay. So we met up, and I just remember all the gentlemanly stuff. We had dinner. Oh no, we went to his office, right, like where he worked, and we're in his office talking. I don't remember what we talked about. It does not matter. But I'm over here like thinking like, come on now, step to it. All it is, come on now. What's going on? What are we doing? What? Then we went to have lunch. I didn't do anything, right? And we were talking about, I don't know what we talked. It doesn't matter. But then we went to have lunch and we had a hot pot. And yeah, of course, he like treated like, and after he was like, okay, I got to go back to work now. And I was like, oh, I thought I would see your cat. Oh, you want to see the cat? And I was like, yeah, I thought I would see your apartment and your cat. And I came all the way out here to see the cat. He was like, oh, okay. We can go see the cat. I can work from home, I guess. And then I had to text Eduardo to be like, Eduardo, come get me. This is not working. I'm on his bed with the freaking cat. He's at this computer working. Come get me. Oh no. Something in the milk ain't clean. Something in the milk ain't clean. Okay. So I leave. And then he starts texting me and blah, 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 blah. And I went back to China. I was like, I'm over it. Like, literally, I will give you a chance, okay? I will give you a chance. But after that, I'm done. I was like, okay, so it's over. Like, it is over. Voila, au revoir. Au revoir. I said good day, sir. So then, it was summer 2016. I was living my best life, doing my life, okay? And, I forget what happened. Ooh, this trifling dude ended up hiding me from his moments. So, okay, if you guys use WeChat, you have moments, right? Look at me clicking. You have moments. Okay, I don't really. Hold up. Moments, okay, like post, any post. Enjoying the story right now. So I remember this is probably like a couple days after I get back from Nanjing. I noticed that I cannot see his post no more. And I was like, oh, did you block me? I think I texted him or I said something like that. Did you block me? Or what? In my head, I'm like, which we know it's a no now. Okay. Don't come at me talking about the hindsight education. This was my education right here. Okay. So I know that he hid me from his moments. And that's when I said to myself, okay, I get it now. He has another girlfriend or another something. And he just doesn't have the heart to tell me. I washed my hands of it, And that's when I was living my life, doing my thing, living my life, being me, being cute, being fabulous, being wonderful. And I was just doing all I can to forget this human being. All I can, okay? All that I can. And I would say September, we did not talk nothing. I was not, I said the trip to Nanjing, the message about being blocked, that was enough for me, okay? I'm not going to be shooting shots, shooting blanks, okay? I need a bullseye unless it's just not my jeu. Even now, I would give even less nowadays. But, so for some reason, 2 or 3 months later, in September, from July to September, no talking, no communication, but just having each other on WeChat, something told me to search him, right? So basically, I think there was a time where you could link your LinkedIn onto your WeChat. And I had clicked on his LinkedIn through WeChat, which showed some kind of email address, right? And I took that email address and I plugged it into Facebook. This is just me being my Inspector Gadget, freaking CIA, okay? I am the only intelligence women are the best, like, intelligence operatives, like, for sure. Because I was just like, plug, found a Facebook account with him and a girl, and it said in a relationship since 2015, which was a year before that. Like, they're in a relationship. She lives in London, and I'm like, oh, okay, okay. Noted. Now we know. Now we get the. Now we know the whole, like, a bit more of the whole truth, right? Noted. I didn't do anything with the information but store it in my arsenal. Okay, that's all I did. I didn't say nothing to nobody. But I remember I did talk to my friend Jennifer. I was like, Jennifer, can you believe this? I haven't talked to this guy in 2 months, and I was looking on Facebook, Inspector Gadget, CIA, and look what came up. Look what the cat done dragged in. And she was like, oh, it makes so much sense now. And so then, girl, can you believe, you know what? The universe, that karma is real. So 2 days later, I'm telling you, I haven't talked to this human being in like over 2 months. Nothing. 2 days later, he texted me like, baby, I miss you. I love you. I need you. This, that. Like, can we talk? Because he was like, can we talk for a minute? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk. He's texting me all of his, this, oh my God, I just loved you so much. I really didn't want to be like making you sad. I just didn't think I could give you everything you needed. And boop, 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 I love you. We can make it work. I'm like this, I'm like, well, what about this? What about that? Oh, having all this stuff to say. And I was like, well, are there any other girls? No. I've just been working. I've just been da da da. I'm like, okay. And he's like, I'm on a business trip in Ningbo, but I'm gonna call you so we can really talk about this and make things work. I'm like, okay. Calls me and is telling me the hoop-de hoop, the woody whoop, the whoop-de whoop. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Here's a true tea, friend. I said to him, I was like, listen, I'm a grown woman. I'm a beautiful woman. I don't have, I can have another you in a minute. This is what I found on you. I don't have no games to play. I don't have no time, If you don't have my best interest, I don't really, like, what's this? Who's that? What's that? He lied, of course, and was like, that's old. Like, I haven't been in that Facebook in like however many years, months, days, hours. And I was like, okay. So the next day, the girl posts on her Facebook new pictures with them. Like, I just left Nanjing and now I'm going back to the UK and whoopty whoop. I said, okay, girl, sorry to rain on your parade, but you know what? There's something you need to know. Wait, let me think of a good song. Give me a good R&B song about like, no, it's not that song. That's not a good one. Oh, can someone give me a good R&B song about a woman coming to a woman to woman type of song? Let me think. I don't have it. Anyway, so I literally said to her in a Facebook Messenger message or whatever, I was like, hi, such and such name. My name is Kiara. Like, I met this person on Tinder 6 months ago. I saw you walking in the rain. Do I not know that? Do I not know that song? Oh, okay. We gotta do another one because I'm like, let me think. Oh my God, I need a song. I need a song. Let me see. Oh, you're so late getting home from the office. Did you miss your train? Were you caught in the rain? No, don't bother to explain. Can I fix you a quick martini? This is just an interlude till we get to the crux of the story. As a matter of fact, I'll have one with you. For to tell you the truth, I've had quite a day too. Guess who I saw today, my dear? I'm gonna tell to shop around for something new. Okay, so I sent her screenshots and said to her, I'm coming to you woman to woman. Okay, I said, this is what he said. Timestamps, screenshots, whoop-de whoop-de whoop. And then I went to him and said, just so you know, screenshot number 2, I sent this to your girl and do with that information what you will. And you know what he said to me? Oh, there's a guess. I went to town to shop around for something new. Thought I'd stop and have a bite when I was through. I looked around for someplace near. And it occurred to me where I had parked the car. Sorry, I have the worst voice ever. There was the most attractive French cafe and bar. It really wasn't very far. So then he said to me, oh, it doesn't matter. We'll survive this. That's what he said to me about the girl, and then deleted me. And I was like, the waiter showed me to a dark, secluded corner. And as my eyes became accustomed to the gloom, I saw 2 people at the bar who were so in love that even I could spot it clear across the room. Yes, he said that to me. He said, don't worry, we'll survive this. Like, not me and him and her. And then the next day, he texts me and it's like, why did you tell her? I know she hates me. What could you do? All that stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, all kinds of crap. Like, guess who I saw today, my dear? I never been so shocked before. I headed blindly through the door. They didn't see me passing through. Guess who I saw today? Guess who I saw today? Guess who I saw today? I saw you. Yes, he said this to me. And yeah, and what the? He needs to make up his mind. I mean, he texted me like, why do you have to say that to her? Oh my God, I loved her so much. Yes. And I'm over there like, what? You're putting, I remember he was like, you're putting salt on her wound, like, oh my God, blah, 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 da, da, da. Because she dumped him. Good for you, girl. Dumped him. I dumped him. We dumped him. Okay. I'm not doing that whole, the boy is mine. Y'all, you can have him, girl. You need to give it up. Like, if it was me, songs like the boy's mine would not even exist. Because I am not fighting anybody over any man. Like, I'm just not. I'm not fighting you. I am the prize, okay? Tiana, never. Never. If I gotta fight somebody over a dude, girl, you can have him. You can have him. Boy and mine. You think you do. Keep on acting like a fool. Yep. So that's my love, my only love story 5 years ago. Which word? Which word would it sound like? Which one do I keep saying? Maybe Tiana. Is it that? Tiana. Tiana. I say Tiana a lot. So I think a lot of people. So it's hey, let's see, how do I write Tiana? Right. It means heavens. Tiana. Oh, Tiana. Or you could say like, what a Tien. What a Tien. Means heavens. Have mercy. Tiana. Oh my God. Tiana. Yeah, I was like, oh, Tiana. Like, what is. Yeah, so it's like the only. Thank you. That was a good story. Yeah, it was a good story in hindsight. But when it was happening, I feel like when I found out the truth, yeah, I was upset about it, but I really wasn't like crying and stuff like that. I was like, another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Like that. That's kind of how I felt. And here we are, going on 5 years. And I don't know. I think I'm in a good place. Oh, she said it broke the spell. Okay, girl, can I tell y'all about spells? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Spells. Can I about this guy? I don't even, let me think of where to start. So remember the whole Nanjing thing, or no, before the whole Nanjing thing. Remember I had like the 2 months where he broke up with me and then I was going to go to Nanjing. Like it was May and then July or something like that. And that's when I thought everything was pure and yada, 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 yada. And I remember I was so smitten and kind of like low key desperate, not even low key, high key. Okay, the highest key. And I was like, I'm gonna put a love spell on him. I don't even know. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put a love spell on him. And I just Googled love spells. And I found one and it was like, okay, you have to buy this color candle, that color candle, this color candle, that color candle, that color candle, that color candle, something like that. And you have to repeat these words, right? And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I used to buy like everything from Taobao, even though not much has changed, except like now I buy everything from, from Amazon, right? So I kid you not, I was buying on average like 2 to 3 things per week. Like I always had something in circulation from Taobao, and I never had any issue of receiving a package or anything like that. Never. So like I just Googled like candles on Taobao, or not Googled, so I searched on Taobao candles, and I got a candle of each of those colors, I think different sizes. And tell me why they never came. They never came. Never came. Like I had, like the order was there. It said it shipped. They never came. I mean, like literally, I found that to be like super eerie because I was like, yo, of all things to not show up, like, and to have my very first like Taobao hiccup. Like I've ordered like 100, 200 things from Taobao, and I never had, I was living in the dormitory, but they had a way to ship you packages, like your little mailbox, or you can go like where they would receive packages and they would just have your phone number and you would get a little code or something like that. And you tell them the code and they would give you your package. Never had an issue. until I ordered those candles to put a love spell on the dude. And that was before I found out about the girlfriend and everything like that. That was during the pure stage. And I was just kind of like, I get it. I was like, all right, I won't do it. I won't do the spell. Maybe it works, bro. Because I was like, I found it to be so weird. Like it even like took the money and everything. Like it took the money, but I was like, where is this package? They're like, mail. Like, I don't know, mayo. I'm like, what do you mean? It's here. Ah. They're like, Bujadal. I'm like, oh, okay. And I never like contacted the seller or anything like that. I was just kind of like, I probably spent like 35 quiet on it. Right? Because I was like, girl, I don't need to be making having that dude be obsessed with me. Ooh, I swear I was like, I thought that was crazy. Like I was gonna do a freaking little spell that I found on Google WikiHow. It was WikiHow, and it was like put the blue candle in the southeast corner of your, like literally like that, and then say some crazy thing like have the person's picture or something, like something crazy. And this candle just never came, and I kind of was like, okay, I'll just get some wine instead. And I was like, yes, looking out, because I'm like, oh, in hindsight, I haven't got time for that. Okay. He was not all that. Okay. He was fine. Like, I think like the good of him was good. And I would like that exemplified in the next man. But the bad of him was terrible. And I don't want to experience anything on that term ever again. I'd rather be single. I always say that type of stuff. Like, I'd rather be single than deal with certain things. And it's true. I'd rather be where I am right now, what I'm doing right now, than deal with something like that. Like the despair and the audacitation. Yeah, so that was my love story. My one and only love story. So, how are y'all feeling? Are y'all feeling like it's late, or we just keep it going because it's Thanksgiving? It's Thanksgiving live. So I'm gonna wait for y'all to say something in the chat. Okay. Where's Sandra at? Where's Michaela at? Where's Chariot Man Gaming at? Where everybody at? Where 5 people at? We got 5 people up in the chat. Where they at? 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 Buying cars in China. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Let me think. Cars are probably like way more expensive out there. I think that like China, unless has a big, is it tariff? Is it a tariff? Is it a tariff? Yeah, it might be a tariff, as well as like luxury tax, as well as gas and stuff like that. Like, they're trying their darndest to like keep people from driving. And I think like for the most part, like the thing that I really miss about China is that like I just never thought about having a car. And most foreigners don't, because you don't need one. You really don't need a car out there. The taxis were so accessible, metros everywhere. So I knew maybe in my whole 8 years being in China, like 2 or 3 foreigners who had a car, and driving in China is crazy. I don't know why they would want to do that, but yeah. Other than China or Japan, where in Asia would you consider living long term? Asia. Singapore? Maybe Singapore. Even though like I don't like Singapore accent. Like Singlish. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I don't like how it sounds. And hearing that every day, I would be like, shut up. Okay, Chariot Man Gaming, you up in here. Go ahead and ask a question. Okay. Ask a question. And Michaela, did I answer your question about the car thing? I think that's very expensive out there versus in America because we're a car country. They're not. Like, also, we have like Ford and whatnot. What other car makes are American General Motors? And they are like their car industry is just kind of starting, like just kind of new. Like like the thing you have to realize about China is that everything is very new. All their industries very new. So very in their infant stages, you know. Vietnam, I've never really thought about living in Vietnam, but I would definitely visit. I'm not gonna say I'm not interested in living other places, but at this point in my life, I think I would just visit and stay for extended period of times, like, like month, 2 months, just to learn a new place and stuff like that. But like moving completely, ooh, that's a lot. Now I see. Before I was over here like, yeah, let's go, let's move. But like now you get older, you're like, not that I'm trying to like settle down or anything, but moving is a lot. Are cars seen as more as a luxury? I think it's more like there's not the because actually China is probably like the what is it? The most cars in the world, like they always have the highest number of everything. But I think that like there's really a low need for cars if you live in a big Chinese city for the most part. But I think that like let's just say, Michaela, you move to anywhere in China, you would never feel the need to have your own car. You would never feel it. You just would be like, oh, why would I? And you'd be spending all this extra money when you could just take the metro because metros go everywhere. You can take the Gautier because Gautier goes everywhere. You could take what's that? What else? Taxis or not taxis, but like ride sharing apps like a Didi everywhere. So like, I just really don't think cars are necessary out here. I'm feeling like I might need to get me a car, but I don't drive. Um, will you love to go back to Asia and live? I mean, hmm. Go back to Asia and live. So what I want to do, because I feel like I want to keep my base here, like keep all of my stuff. That's the thing, stuff. Taking stuff from one place to the next, not really high on my list of things. So in my ideal world, I would go to other countries, stay an extended period of time as long as I want, and I would just stay in Airbnbs for extended periods of time, and I would not have to like move from one country to the next. Move. Oh my gosh, no. That type of stuff makes me sick to think about. And then also, I don't want to think about like work visas and visas and visas. Like, tourist visa is probably all I'm going to be doing with any other country. Like, tourist visa, like Japan, they let me stay 6 months. Or 180 days. Maybe I'll stay in Japan for 180 days. Okay, China, they only let you do 30. I'm going to stay here for 30 days, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, you are so invested in the Chinese language and culture. It would be a shame to give that up to move somewhere else. I still like do a significant amount of studying for Chinese. I mean, like I've noticed my Chinese definitely has dwindled, but like once this pandemic is over, I do plan on going and staying certain periods of time. But like I said, like I don't want to do a work visa and stuff like that. Like that's why when I think about like people wanting to move their work, I'm like, mm-mm. I just kind of want to move places and live and like do remote work probably from here so I can have like the benefits of being employed by somewhere here, but I can live in other places. Like I made this list. Oh, okay. I made this. Did you hear that ding? That was my email.
a message. Okay. So I made a list of countries. Basically, when I was working at the wax museum, y'all remember I told you I worked at a wax museum? That was weird. That was a weird time in my life. Not weird, but just like different. Like right when I moved back to America. So about a year ago. Or I quit a year ago. What happened? Like I made this list of, and I called it something like a new country every month, something like that. 12 countries for 1 year, something like that. And it was like, I literally just thought in my brain, like 12 different countries. And I was like bouncing all over the world, right? Like I went from like, that's like, it's like, jeez. But that's probably the last text message I'm gonna be receiving for the night. I went from like, let me think, like Panama, and then I went down to like Chile, and then up to Portugal, and then up to Finland, and then Uzbekistan, and then Iran, and then, you know what I mean? I was doing like that all over the map. And I would love to do that, but I don't see myself moving to any other country. Like I definitely, like I said, living out of 2 suitcases for a month, maybe, you know, extended travel everywhere. So China, yes, definitely. Japan, of course, anywhere in the world actually, but like I would just keep my base here. Does that make sense? No, I don't know if I'm just talking. Someone might just be talking, you know me. And I'm not drunk. I feel sober. Okay, I've been drinking like the same bottle since 6 o'clock. Okay, it's only, how much percent alcohol is this? 12%. I miss soju. You guys know soju? Soju is like, I don't know, Korean something. What did y'all think about the story I told you? Do you guys have any wise words in terms of like finding love in the time of Corona? Yeah, so it makes sense because like the thing is like when you move to another country, you have a lot of stuff you have to consider, like a lot. I mean, and when I was in China for 7 years, I was on a student visa. They give those out like hotcakes, you know. I never had any issue with my student visa. With my work visa, oh my goodness, I had to go to Hong Kong, I had to go to Yunnan, I had to go to like, I had to pay money to go here, to go there, blah blah blah. It was just a lot, you know, and I was about to have to do that every year. Like it was just way too much to think about. And every country has different requirements depending on, you know, the country. And I'm like, it's just so much easier to say, I'm just gonna do tourism. So if the tourism allows me to stay here for 5 months, 6 months, let's do that. But if I can only stay here for, well, I don't think, well, who knows what things are going to be like once the world opens back up. Like the US just had, we had such a bad stint with this COVID-19. Like, I don't know. I feel like, I think we all know, like, if you're a fan of this channel and you like support Donald Trump or something, like, you can go. I don't really care. Like, you can go, you can leave the door because, like, I'm so embarrassed. Like, I've been embarrassed, but like, and now, I mean, I don't know if I would be traveling now, but like in school, I probably would be low key. Like last year in 2019, I went to 7 countries. 7 countries, I think. Yes. Well, I mean, if you count like China and the US, because I was like living in both. So yeah, those count. And then I went to Aruba, Panama, Japan, Mexico, and Cuba. 7 countries I was in. And this year, I'm just here. And I don't know, like, where would I want to go next? I'm kind of gonna let the universe lead. Oh my God, I like Panama. I wish I stayed longer. I I just got such good vibes from Panama. I was only there for 1 day. And I think I said this in my vlog about it. I was like, I just didn't know that Panama was just such a like thriving city. Yeah, and the food. I mean, I had this like big old huge seafood platter that I couldn't even finish. And I gave it to like my tour guide, and I hope he finished it. I'm sure he did because that was expensive. That was like $85. I was like, all right, y'all got me. I mean, if it really like, I just don't, I don't haggle. That's my problem probably. I just don't really be haggling like enough. But I do also need to tell y'all my story of Cuba, which I'm gonna have to say for a different day. Cause I'm tired. I'm tired. A long day. I had a long day. But I will stay on for another couple minutes until it's been 2 hours. And okay, let's see. Here we go by the live stream time. Okay, I'll stay on till midnight. So we got about 25 more minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna set a timer for 25. 25. Okay, so what y'all wanna know? What else y'all wanna know? What you wanna talk about? We got 25 minutes. Till then, oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of like, I really, girl, the malls in China. Oh my goodness. The malls in China are on a different level than in America. They're on every block. Like, I mean, if you go to a modern mall, you'll find like Sephora, you'll find a lot of eateries. Like I mean, I just noticed that like in Shanghai, girl, you gotta go to Shanghai, Michaela, because you would love Shanghai. Like it's just, mind you, you're from Illinois, right? So I've never been to Chicago. I don't know what Chicago looks like. All I know about or I've heard about is Cabrini Green, okay? Is it Cabrini Green? Cabrini? That's all I know. But like in Shanghai, they had a mall on like every metro station had a mall basically. And they're all new, they're all nice, they all have everything. Like it just seems so much more modern than the United States in a lot of ways. I don't know. Like we're more like strip malls. We're like strip malls in America, like the little plazas, like the drive-throughs and stuff like that. Drive-throughs don't exist in China, not from what I know. Have I been to Thailand? Not yet. Oh my God. How have I not been to Thailand? Like there's so many places I want to go. And I will never take traveling for granted again. I'll just be appreciative. But at this point, I'm like, I think I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm like, I don't really want to be doing the bummy travel, but I still would do it a little bit. I would love to have my own travel show. Like I'm thinking of when I start making some money, like finding a producer or a production company. Y'all do all that, do all this stuff, the recording. I just want to be the talent. Like that's it. Do any of y'all know how much it would take to finance something like that? Because You lived in Thailand for a month and then Vietnam. How was that? Um, I do I know anyone who has lived in Thailand? I think I do. I've heard like um buying property in Thailand is a really good idea. Like that's probably a place that I would shop around for a home. Not China. China is too expensive. Like they got all these random taxes and stuff like that, or something like that. I don't really remember how to buy real estate in China. Just to the point where it's just not worth it. Hmm. Yeah, no, I want to have a travel show. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. I feel like there's not one answer. And that's what's really wrong with um what's it called? Like not America, the world. It's like the question is, what do you want to do? And you're like, it's like, "Wait, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be this. I want to be that." It's like, can I do more than one thing? No, you got to choose something. It's like I can't. I want to do everything. So I Airbnb my apartment in the U.S. to finance. Ooh, look at you, Airbnb in your apartment. At least you got an apartment to Airbnb. Sounds like good for you, girl. Good for you. I love it. That's what I'm trying to do. Do you like that? Have you ever rented your apartment out like to a long-term tenant? Is Airbnb better? Because yes, like see, so basically Mo in the City '03 is talking about Airbnb, well, renting or listing the apartment on Airbnb, but I'm talking about living in Airbnbs all over the world. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Airbnb is so good. I've only stayed in Airbnb once, but I actually met an Uber driver who um what's it called? He actually bought some land in Costa Rica for like $100,000, like 15 acres, you know? Have any of your Chinese friends ever visited? Oh, my Chinese friends in the U. Oh my gosh. No, no, I haven't had any Chinese friends visit me. Like, I came back in mid 2018, 2019, and then late 2019 was the pandemic. So I, yeah, no, I haven't. I'm so sad. And then I thought you were gonna ask if if anyone had visited me in the U from the US visited me in China. Mm-mm. I knew people who were in China for like a couple months, and they're like, "No, my such and such is coming to visit me. My so and so." I'm like, "Damn, I really just know. I don't really know anybody who would visit me. Not who would or who could. Either both. That's neither here nor there." But no, I haven't had friends, Chinese friends, visit me out here. My parents never came to visit me in China. Not like that. My dad is disabled, and my mom is just like, I think my dad, if he had, no, my dad is an amputee, so his leg, he only has one leg, like he has a prosthetic leg, and I just I don't know. I don't think he would feel comfortable. I think he has like kind of like his designated places that he goes and does. Like he's very independent for sure, but he's like independent in his own comfort. So, which I understand. Um, did you get a friendship shock trying to reconnect with your American friends when you returned to California? I feel like when I came back, hmm, Yes. I mean, I still find it really hard to connect to sounds bad, but people like maybe Americans who have not done much traveling or aren't that worldly. And I've just spent like since I've been out here, I think I've spent like a majority of my time by myself. But I did have like my friend who we had a falling out when we went to Aruba together. Like she and I feel like overall we had gotten along pretty well, you know? And yeah, I think that when we traveled together, that's when she started to realize that, hmm, maybe we don't have that much in common, or maybe I can't really hang with her like that. That's kind of what I felt. And not like it's a negative on me, but remember that crazy story? Ah. Oh, there's so many crazy stories. I'm like, yo, I need one day free. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I have apparently I was looking. I have she's wait, which one are we talking about, the hater? Because I'm like, I have a few people I think like a little bit of a hater, right? Travel brings out the realness in someone or ourselves to pursue. It's true. You right, you right. You ain't never lied. How do I put a Facebook group? And if you guys use Facebook, which I'm trying to like research my Facebook group that has one member, which is me, that I have. Okay, so it looks like it's called the. If you have Facebook, just search it. And is that why does it have that little box? Huh? Okay, do you see that? Yeah, I really think that like the way she acted, I felt like that was uber unnecessary. I was like, why are you so mad? Okay, yeah. So go on Facebook and try. Can you try to search that in the groups? Oh, okay. I don't know. Whatever you feel comfortable with. I said that I have. That's my Facebook group. What's the best way to have a group? Like the best. Or just should I just keep doing lives? Live streams. Um, Yeah, because I think I'm gonna start live streaming more often because I like it. Like I like not having to edit. I don't like editing. I'm not that good at it. Not that I'm not good at it. I mean, like I don't really have time. But I was asking you guys, what y'all think about? Did you search the Kiara tribe on there? Okay, cool. We'll just keep the live streams. Don't even worry about it. Because like I made that Facebook group like a year or two ago. So don't even worry about adding it because I'm not gonna make it a thing. It's not a thing. We're just gonna do live streams. Perfect. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. So okay. What is Discord? Never heard of that. I think I'm gonna crack open another bottle. No, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not. But if you're a fan of Braxton Family Values, you can go ahead and join my other Braxton Family Values group that I made. It's called the Braxton Family Cousins. Oh, am I the only one who watches that show? I can't be the only one. I can't find that Facebook live stream is good. Okay. Yeah, we just don't even worry about it. We're gonna just do live stream. And I'm really working on like my goals, right? So YouTube is not super high on my priority list right now. Me and my mom watch it from time to time. You watch Braxton Family Values. I know, so I was just like, okay, if you want to join my Facebook group about Braxton Family Values.
You can. You don't have to. But it's called Braxton Family Cousins. What a mess. Anyway, so like my immediate goals are get Invisalign. You see this? Ooh, I hate my teeth. I'm getting Invisalign in the next couple weeks. Finally. I had braces in high school. Never wore them. Or the retainer. Never wore the retainer. Good. Can you believe before then I had like a tooth up here, like in the snaggle? Ooh, child. I found those my x-ray photos from like 2008. And I'm like, ooh, it was so bad. But just the bottom row. And they told me it's gonna take up to 18 months. And it's gonna cost what is the thing? $4,950. And I'm like, let me go back to them and ask them if they have a student discount. I wrote that on the paper because I'm not trying to pay that. And so I'm getting a teeth cleaning. Oh, next Wednesday is my birthday. I totally forgot. You guys know, who knows how old I'm going to be? Who can tell me how old I'm going to be? It's a great investment. Yeah. I feel like I just can't wait to, the 28. I'm going to be 28. I'm going to be 28. Michaela, you got it. And after, okay, another thing. So I feel like in all seriousness, because I think we all Black people live in here, right? We got Black people. We got Michaela. We got Sandra. We got Chairman Gaming. I think Chairman Gaming, you Black. I already know you Black. You Black. And you got me. And then there's a fifth person. I don't know who that is. A lurker. But all right, cool. We need to learn how to just get that paper right. Okay. And that's what I'm trying to learn. So I'm out here. My goal is to learn Forex trading. And my financial goal with that is to just eliminate a bill, one bill. I don't have that many bills because I live with my parents. But I figure if I'm paying like $100 for my phone bill, at least that can be, I can make $100 or something like that. So if you don't know what Forex trading is, Forex is the foreign exchange market, which is different from like trading stocks because stocks is only open 5 days a week from whatever time to whatever time, Eastern Standard Time. And Forex is 24/7. Forex is far more volatile, but it's more liquid. I've been learning a lot about investing and money, and I'm like, do you guys want to see videos about stuff like that? Let me know because money is my passion. I'm like not working, but trying to be in like the venture capital industry, and funding and stuff like that, And so you said, sure, okay, because I would love to talk about that type of stuff. And like, it's so difficult it's not really that difficult to learn about this stuff, but to really sit down and compile all the information when you can just have someone like me be like, oh, that means just do, because a lot of it's actually quite simple. But when you're in the learning stage, it can come up as extremely intimidating because it's a lot of information. But I'm going to give y'all some financial advice for the last 7 minutes and 25 seconds. So what I recommend, and I don't know everyone's financial situation, but this is part of what I want to do with my life, right? Like financial advisor type of thing with legal business advisor too,
If you have never invested a dime of your money, I would say, mind you, I'm not legally giving you, I'm just saying suggestions, Um, try to take a little bit of money, maybe like $100, if that, and go on, I don't know, some kind of robo investor or some kind of online broker like Vanguard or Fidelity or something, and just buy stocks that give you dividends, right? And you can just Google cheap dividend stocks, right? Because at least if you buy those shares in those companies, you get like money every quarter or every month, depending on how the company is, how profitable. But that's so good because everyone thinks like investing requires like white people. But I'm like, it's so much, it's extremely accessible nowadays. Like I've been like my portfolio, I started in April and I've invested only $750, right? And it's now at $1,100. Like my portfolio. I haven't bought any more. So I mean, if I want to get that money liquid, I gotta sell the stocks. But still, the portfolio is worth from me putting in 750, I've gotten out. Like I think I just use Robinhood. That's all I use. Robinhood, let me see, Face ID. So yeah, $1,128. I mean, it is over the period of a long time, like what, 6 months? But still, you're never gonna get that type of return um, with the savings account. So, what y'all think about that investing and stuff? I'm trying to be a billionaire, at least a millionaire. But I'm gonna say billionaire because shoot for the moon, land among the stars. So we got 5 more minutes of this live stream. I done told y'all my love life. I done told y'all some investing. I done gave y'all some work advice. I'm done. Do more of these stories in China. Oh, I have so many stories from China. Okay, Cherry Man Gaming, you gotta like have your notification bell on. Yes, chase your goals. I definitely want to invest. I want to be a millionaire too. Yes. Okay. Yes, that's probably, girl, you gonna have your own business, okay? And what kind of business you want to have? Like for me, I have learned that I don't want to have my own business, but I want to invest in businesses, like I want to be the the angel investor or the fund or something like that. Cause I'm like, I just don't have the capacity to do like the day-to-day stuff. I'm like, let me just oh, the medical spa. Yeah. Yeah. I work and save up myself. Yeah, for me, I'm like, I just want to like have passive income. It's, yeah, times are tough. Times are tough. Times are tough. Oh, I hope everyone has been safe and been taking proper precautions, wearing your mask, social distancing. I hope all of your families and friends, everyone in your communities have been safe. These are really trying times. I think just take your precautions and, try not to keep hope alive. Like, I know this is like a really hard time, and a lot of people are kind of like losing their bullocks. But I really think that, thank you. Good luck on my studies. Thank you. I really think that this is your time to just reflect, really reflect. Like hair advice, like genuine hair advice. My hair, well, I can take off my wig. I have a wig on right now, but like a U-part wig. And I bought this from Amazon. And I haven't tried to like curl it or anything like that. I've just been leaving it bone straight. But yeah, I hope that everyone has been safe. And this is really a time to reflect and discover yourself and plan. Plan and just get ready to execute because yeah, I've got hair in my mouth. Yeah. Because um COVID-19 will not last forever. It will not always be like this. You're fortunate as long as we have been eating every day, have a roof over our head, you know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. We've been safe in an environment, you know what I mean? Like people who can complain, us like as long as you're not living in like a abusive household or something like that, or living in your car and having to quarantine, like just if you're someone who's blessed enough, like myself, who I have never gone hungry, I have never been like, where am I going to sleep tonight? Like I've never done that. If you're someone who's also like that, like you have your bare minimums checked, like I might be like, oh, I don't have $1 million. Oh my God, I don't have I'm not in love. Like, stop. Focus on what you do have. And you can also talk about what you want. It's okay to have goals and stuff like that. But like in times like this, especially where I'm at, I'm definitely like, exactly. Like, this is just a time to really recognize how fortunate you are, or we are. And I'm just trying to make sure I don't forget that. Like, I'm like, okay, I don't have everything I want. Ew, that was my timer. I may not have everything I want, but I have everything I need. Okay. And I always say I'm so thankful that I have never been hungry. I'm kind of hungry right now, actually. I might go I got food. I might go make me some cinnamon rolls. Okay. I have always had a roof over my head. Always. I've never slept outside. I've been all over the world in some trippy situations. Never slept outside. Never. Not even once. I've always been safe. I've never been hit in the face. I mean, maybe once or twice. I don't know. I don't know about who like fights when I was in school or something like that. But like never been abused in any form. I'm like, or afraid for my safety. Like it's just those type of things I really think are super integral to just making sure you get through these times. It's like, be grateful. It's just Thanksgiving at the end of the day. Yay! Cheers to that. Okay. I love chatting with y'all. Remember, if anything, you can always comment and I'll comment back. Or you can message me on Instagram. Or do I use any other social media? I do use Facebook, but what else do I use? Instagram? No, not really. I mean, I have like TikTok. I don't open it. So anyway, I have some time and I'm going to come live again. Because the only thing is, I need to have 1,000 subscribers before I can like live stream from my phone. Until then, I can only live stream from my computer. And I'm like, I'm not going to be going out with my computer. I think that's weird. I don't want to do that. But anyway. So, yeah. Okay. So it was great talking to all y'all. I love all of y'all. And I hope you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving. Be thankful. Okay. We all gonna make it through 2020 and COVID-19 and Rona and her trifling ass. Okay. We all gonna do that. Good night, all. Sleep tight. Momoda. Tiana. Where's the? Okay. I always do this. Oh my gosh. There we go. End stream. Okay. Everybody. Thank you for
watching. It's been 3 hours. Ooh, okay. Wow, that was fun. Okay. All right. See y'all next time. Have a good night, everybody. Okay. Bye.